There it is. Found it. The bin truck was just there. That's like 4 minutes later. I have to use this extension cable to charge my vehicle. And my wife is using the mobile adapter which came with the car to charge hers. It just plugs into a power point over here. We have these two beautiful charging stations here, which we want to commission today. And finally charge from the off-grid system here with these two stations. Guys, welcome back to the off-grid garage here in beautiful, sunny, almost spring Australia. Look at this again. It's getting boring, right? Just blue sky, just boring. We have negative 23 amps outside at the moment. Because, yeah, my wife's car is charging. We are at 32% state of charge. I'm expecting heaps of power to come in today. We will have some light clouds in the sky, which is perfect for my off-grid system here in the shade. It diffuses the light, and we probably will get 120, 130 amps today outside. So I'm really looking forward to it. Well, this morning I definitely saved these two brochures here coming with the Tesla wall connector. One is the quick start guide, and the other one is the important safety information. I don't think we need this actually anymore. But this one is important because it carries the QR code to log into the actual wall charger. I know there's another method. You have to take off this wall charger again. And on the inside there is actually the QR code as well as the Wi-Fi password printed in. So even if you lose this quick start guide, you still have access to all these information, of course. But I thought would be a good intro for the video here. Me doing a dumpster dive. Okay, first of all, we want to turn on the power for this station. There we go. We've got a couple of green bars and a red bar. Oh, only a red bar at the top now. So then let's see what this QR code does for us. Oh, it only gives us the details. So obviously scanning this QR code only gives you the default password for the internal Wi-Fi access point. Go into our Wi-Fi settings, and it already shows up as the Tesla wall connector with this number. Okay, we need to connect to 192.168.92.1. Alright, and this should connect us to the wall connector. There we go. And we can see the voltages between the active and neutral and active to earth. Neutral to earth, 1 volt. No alerts, Wi-Fi. It's always the first thing you want to do is connect your device to Wi-Fi, right? So, and then obviously you get this message, lost connection to device, because now the charging station has connected to your home Wi-Fi and is not using the internal access point anymore. So in the next step, you want to download the Tesla One app from Google Play. It then wants you to log into your Tesla account, and we have to scan the QR code again. It says here, press and hold the handle button for 5 seconds. Retrieving device information. Okay, so now we are connected finally. Wi-Fi is already connected. Installation settings. Select country. Austria. So here we can set our maximum output current. We have a 20 amp breaker installed, so we put in 20. And the ground monitor interrupter, yeah, we turn this one on as well here. This obviously only monitors the ground connection, and if it gets too high, it will disable the wall connector. Click on done. And of course, there is a software update available. We have a look at this later. Access control. All vehicles, only Tesla, authorized Tesla vehicles, and compatibility mode. Okay, we select all vehicles. Recent faults, 0. Group power management. We have only 1 wall connector. But you could go in here and can connect up to 5 slaves to one master station. And if they all share the same power connection, they would load balance all the connected vehicles. So pretty cool. Software update, meter not detected. I don't think we've got a meter here automatically. No, we don't have a meter here. Okay, let's do the software update. Ah, the software is up to date, it says. Okay, cool. Okay, that's pretty much it. That was very quick. And the system details give us again the voltage from the active to earth, active to neutral, and neutral earth. Perfect. So it looks like it is actually not necessary to connect to the Wi-Fi hotspot first. If you download the Tesla One app, it does it all for you by scanning this QR code. So very handy. Okay, so that is very exciting. For the very first time, we use this wall connector. All right. Just press the button here on the handle and it opens the charging lid. We plug it in. And let's see what we got. It says it's connected. We want to increase the state of charge a bit. All the way up to 65, it doesn't matter. All right, and it starts charging straight away. Look at this. Okay, 20 amps. Hey, go down, go down, go down. Okay, so now with the app here, I can select the charging speed of the vehicle all the way from 5 amps to 20 amps. See, it says it there, 5 out of 20. So 20 is obviously the maximum the breaker can do, and also the what we have configured in the wall connector. So charging on 5 amps gives me 5 kilometers per hour at the moment, but usually it is about 7 kilometers. So I'm just wondering if the car is doing something else and using more power for auxiliary stuff, whatever he does at the moment. There it goes, 6 kilometers per hour. It goes up. It will establish at 7 kilometers per hour at 5 amps. So let's go all the way up to 10 amps. Yeah, it definitely shows a bit less than it usually does. 10 amps normally gives me 17 kilometers per hour, but that works fine. And we go to 16. This is the maximum I've ever charged here in the off-grid garage. And this gives me like 28 kilometers per hour or something, so far more than I actually need. 23 it shows here at the moment. So 16 amps is 3.8 kilowatts from the Multiplus. So if I go above 4 kilowatt now, the Phoenix inverter will kick in as well to support the Multiplus. Okay, we go 17 amps, 18, and we are now at 4.2 kilowatt of power usage. And now we can see the Phoenix inverter has just kicked in, so our AC load has actually declined. So, and here having a quick look at the Victron VRM, we can see we've got the Phoenix inverter as grid connection pushing 1.8, 1.9 kilowatt into the system. We've got still an output of 4.4 kilowatt. Phoenix and Multiplus combined. Solar delivers 922 watts and the PV inverter is off at the moment. It resynchronizes now onto the system. This is the micro inverter from the Tilt system. Here it comes back. It has some issues when the Phoenix inverter kicks in as an AC grid to synchronize on top of this construct then. And sometimes it loses connection and goes to 0 watts and then resynchronizes and everything is fine. So let's do it then. Let's go all the way up to 20 amps. Wow. So we are pulling 78 amps from the batteries plus the solar to supply 4.2 kilowatts. So this is battery power plus solar combined. Nice. Yeah, 30 kilometers per hour. Maybe it goes a bit up after a while. When all the systems have throttled down in the Tesla, it just woke up. But yeah, I will never charge on 20 amps. I'm not in a hurry. I usually charge only on 10 amps. So there you go. So when I got the Tesla New a couple of years ago, I was actually curious what is the best charging method, the most effective charging method to charge the vehicle. Yeah, is it on 5 amps? Is it on 10 amps? Is it on 20 amps? Is it on 3-phase or on DC? So I made a video actually on my car channel about this, And I used this Scan My Tesla app and an OBD adapter to log into the car's BMS. And it shows you a ton of information, including the real power going into the battery, yeah, minus all the electrical systems, the electronics, and all this kind of stuff. So I could compare what is actually going into the battery to what is being supplied by the EVSE, yeah, the electric vehicle supply equipment. Don't get fooled, this is not a charger. The charger is built into the vehicle. And I tested all the currents from 5 amps all the way up to 11 kilowatt and 3-phase, plus DC charging, plus supercharging. So if you are interested in these results, I linked this video down below. It took me a long time to test all these different chargers because they are in different locations. And I had to visit certain public chargers as well to connect to a 3-phase AC as well as DC, supercharging, all this kind of stuff. So pretty cool. All right, but I think this concludes the commissioning of the Tesla wall connector. Everything works fine. Nice. Okay, I'm now setting the state of charge again to 50%. So don't use the vehicle today and tomorrow maybe. So 50%, all good. Bang, it has just turned off. Nice. Ooh, and then it shows a blue light here. I like blue lights. And interesting is that since I got the Tesla 5 years ago, I only ever charged it with the mobile connector, only. I have not used anything else here at home. It comes with different tails actually to connect to different sockets and charging speeds and everything. So this is the normal Australian 10 amp plug. It plugs into any power point you have or extension cables even. It is limited to 10 amps and it charges the car with only 8 amps, so 20% off. And it does a similar thing with the 15 amp plug. This one has a wider earth contact, and 15 amp supply charges the vehicle with 12 amps. And then I had this connector here as well. This was the 16 amp single phase connector, like a commando plug or something, what it's called. And this charged the car actually with 16 amps as well. So this is what I have used for the car, just in case I needed to charge a bit faster. But I basically never used it. I only charged with 10 to 12 amps and that was always enough for the last 5 years. So I couldn't see it changing actually. And I'm using like 16 amps or 20 amps even or something. Not at home. It has all the time of the world to charge. But of course the Tesla wall connector can be connected to 3-phase as well and can then charge your vehicle up to 22 kilowatts of AC. That's why it has this massive cable here. This is like 5 times 6 square millimeter plus 5 times 0.5 for communication and other stuff. Wow, that is a huge cable. Yeah, and then you charge on 5 amps, right? So once you have connected your Tesla wall connector to your Wi-Fi, you will also see it pops up in Home Assistant straight away. Notifications, new device discovered, and it shows the Tesla wall connector. Configure. Here it is. So let's find out what kind of... Whoa, that is a lot of entities. So we can see the energy charged into the vehicle. That was our test this morning. Session energy, status, waiting for car. Because I have lowered the state of charge again to 50% and it has stopped charging now. Yeah. Contactor closed, not charging. Shows us the frequency, the voltage, the handle temperature, the MCU temperature, PCB temperature, the current, and also if the station is plugged in currently. So you can now do all kind of automations, of course. What you cannot do is changing the charging speed. So this needs to come either from your Tesla app or inside the vehicle. But yeah, this pops fully automatically plug and play in Home Assistant once you have the Tesla wall connector on your network. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, but now let's have a look at the Victron charging station. There goes the aura. Okay, until he comes back, we have finalized commissioning the Victron EV Charging Station. And thanks Off-Grid Power Systems for sponsoring this charging station, so we can all have a look how it works and learn. Okay, so let's turn this one on as well and remove the plastic film. Oh, wait for it to start up. Okay, there's a QR code as well as the SSID we can connect to. Okay, it says scan QR code to connect. That's what we are going to do. This is just the Wi-Fi key, which also comes here on a sticker. Go into our Wi-Fi settings. There it is. EVCS whatever. Password. It has the IP address here on the screen as well. That's very handy. 192.168.0.1. Boom! Username, password. So I didn't know this. I had to Google it. So obviously it's admin as the username and then the same password as for the Wi-Fi. Okay, it wants me to change the password. And then it's asking charging current setup. Set the maximum charging current for your device. And here we have a 16 amp breaker. So we put this one here on 16 amp. Save. Successful. Redirect to main page after 5 seconds. First setup. So how do I connect to my home Wi-Fi here? Previous. Wi-Fi access point mode. Down here. Okay. Whoops. All right. Go to settings. Scan. Okay, here we are. Surveillance drone 4. That sounds good to me. Okay, successful connecting to SESAM IP 53 redirect page in 5-6 seconds. Perfect. And now it shows us the same screen as here on the display. Yeah, there it is. Cool. So up here we can set a charging current from 6 to 16 amp. So if I put in 6, I can use the slider. 10 amps, 12 amps, all the way up to 16 amps. Okay, now the app on the phone as well as the charging station are showing 15 amps, so they have synchronized now. It is a bit delayed. If I set this one to 11, see the charging station still says 15. Now it has 11. And you can do the same here on the slider on the screen. So that was actually very easy to set up, right? Let's have a look in settings, what else we can change or see. Why has it got the access point on there again? Has it reset now again? I think what happens here is that my Wi-Fi signal from this access point is too weak. That's why the station returns to the original access point sometimes when I cannot connect to the Wi-Fi. So I'm trying to change it to another access point, which is a lot stronger. But because the connection is so slow, so weak, it takes forever. Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, look at this. I cannot even ping the charging station. I've got reply times from over 1 second. Then there's 2 times nothing and then 64 milliseconds. So this access point doesn't work. Actually, while I'm here on the computer, let's have a look at all the settings and possibilities this charging station has to offer. It's a bit more visible here on the computer screen than on the small mobile screen. So let's go to settings, Wi-Fi. I obviously have connected to a different access point now, and connection is bang, rapid fast. So we can turn off the internal access point, obviously, so it doesn't broadcast this internal Wi-Fi anymore. And good to see, we also have a manual static IP address setting down here, which I will use later on. Under general, we have the inverter AC output. So this is the location where the VRM in Victron will place this charging station. EV charger auto start enabled, maximum charge current 16 amps. If grid is available 20, that's not interesting for me. Energy price I can put in 0. Enable communication to my GX device. Yes, please. GX IP. Oh, jeez. Because we have 2. We have the Raspberry Pi and the Powerwall. See? Yeah, that's the 12. That's it. That's it. Okay. Modbus TCP server, IP address, whitelist state disable. Not sure what that is for. Display backlight. Oh, you can change the brightness. Control via display enabled. Time zone. Do you have to type this in, really? plus 10. Okay, this is something you can set up with this white ring around the charging station. Static, oh, blink, breathe, color wipe, color inverse, inverse, reverse. Random color is cool. Try. Ah, yeah, here we go. Look at this shit, huh? Random color. Man, there's so much important stuff in life. And this is definitely one of it. Okay, you can obviously select and configure this white ring when the cable is disconnected, when it's connected, waiting to start, waiting for sun, low state of charge, charging manually, charging auto, charge limit. Wow. Yeah, we can change the username and password here, and we can also update the firmware here, which it obviously doesn't do automatically. So there's no over-the-air update. You have to download it manually from the Victron website apparently. And you have to log into the professional, what is it called? Professional installer login portal or something. I'll link this down below. And there you can find the firmware for this charging station. Then you can back up and import your settings and reset the whole station to factory default. Let's see if we can find it together. This is the Victron professional login. You can do all kind of training here and watch some videos and webinars and learn a lot. Okay, firmware here. EV charging station, there it is. What do we have? 1.22, and here we can find 1.29. Ooh, what do I need? Which file to use? Check the current firmware of your EVS for EVS with a screen tab on 1. So obviously that's this one here. Okay, charging station, backup and firmware, open. There it is. Open, update. Uploading firmware. Let's see if it works. No. That's why these videos are marked as workshop, you know? We are working things out as we go. Successfully updated. The system will restart after 22 seconds. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a bit sad from Victron that they don't have over-the-air updates here. All the other equipment has that. You log in and it tells you there's a new firmware, but this one doesn't. Okay, if we scroll all the way down, we should see version 1.29. And this is the hardware version 3.3 serial number. Okay, perfect. Now we have communication. We can actually see the battery, whatever battery that is. And we also see the PV charger. It looks like it has connected to the Powerwall 2.0 scheduler. That wasn't there before, right? General. VRM portal ID. Portal ID. Stupid me! The 212 is the Powerwall 2.0 and the 210 is the Raspberry Pi. I did it wrong, that's why I didn't show up. You need to go into your settings of your remote console in Victron, go to Modbus TCP devices, and you either do an automatic scan or I have just turned on the Aura charger. It was already there, but it was turned off, so activated it. And then afterwards it shows up here in the list as the charger. Yeah. At the current stage it does not show up as a separate tile here in the remote console, but it now also shows up in the Victron VRM. You can see here the EV charger disconnected, but it gives you all the details, what mode you're running, charging time, charging current, and the charged energy. You can also click on this icon up here if you have a live view on your system and you have control to the Aura charger from the Victron VRM. So you can actually enable and disable charging, set the charging current, and also change the mode, auto, scheduled, or manual. So pretty cool. Unfortunately, when you go to the charging station, the picture it shows is not what you have set up in your Victron system. Yeah, this is our tilt system, the PV inverter. Should be on the output. It should be here in this gap and connected to the load. Yeah, this is all AC out connected. I'm not sure why this is now AC in connected all of a sudden here. Makes no sense to me. And now here with the new firmware installed, you can also set up different parameters to control your charging of your vehicle. For example, start charging at backup battery of state of charge 90%. So once our battery shelf is at 90%, it automatically starts the vehicle charging. Yeah, and it stops again if the battery shelf goes to 20%, for example. And you can configure them as you need them. You also have different other settings here to allow grid charging to your vehicle. So you can really fine-tune this charging station to your solar and battery system now. So obviously these settings only work in automatic mode, and it reads your incoming solar as well as the state of charge of your battery shelf, and then stops and starts charging accordingly. And this is a tab which came with a new firmware as well, the scheduler. Pretty cool. You can add a scene and you say, okay, from midnight to 5 p.m. in the morning, I want to charge with 16 amps. Accept. Yeah. Then I can add a scene and say from 05 in the morning to 1 p.m. I will charge only with 6 amps. Accept. So you can actually tell the scheduler how fast you want to charge your vehicle. That is pretty cool. This will make a lot of people happy, especially if you cannot control your charging speed inside your vehicle. Yeah, I think most electric vehicles just take whatever comes from the EVSE, and you cannot really control how fast they charge. So with this station, you can modify this individually and adapt this all to your battery and solar system. That is really cool. We also have now a control over the backlight of this LCD display on the charging station. So when it's active, it's on 100%. When it's idling, it's on 10%. And after 2 minutes, it actually turns off. You can also hide the Wi-Fi credentials now. And they have now implemented a better way to set your date and time. And I've also bought this charging cable here for the station because, well, we need a Type 2 cable, right? It's an untethered charging station, so it doesn't come with a cable connected like the Tesla wall connector. So I got this one here from a company on AliExpress I bought from before. And this is really high quality cables here and plugs. So for the Tesla, I bought myself a 7-meter 3-phase cable, capable up to charge to up to 11 kilowatts. But this one here will stay in the garage 100% of the time. So this is just a single cable, I think up to 16. Yeah, it's a 16 amp cable there. There we go. 16 amp cable, 250 volt. So this one is 5 meters long. Comes with these end caps here to protect the connectors. And this free bag. It wasn't even mentioned in the description. So if you're looking for a charging cable for your electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid, I linked this company down below. It's from AliExpress. Really good quality. I like it. They make them in all kind of lengths and power ratings for single and 3-phase. So whatever you like, you can just choose and pick. So obviously one end goes into the vehicle. It's the wrong side. Of course it has male and female. And only one fits into the car. Okay, let's activate the display. It's sitting on 6 amps at the moment. And obviously this plugs in here. And then we click on start. We are on manual mode, so nothing will happen until we press start. Do I need to... What's going on? Hey, nothing happens. So at the moment it says EV disconnected here in the VRM. If I plug in this cable, it says starting for a second and then it stops again. It says disconnected. What is going on there? There's no message inside the car either. I don't know why it doesn't charge. No idea. So the vehicle is now charging, finally. I managed to find the problem. So I want to show you here on the app. If we go to the app and go to general here, yes. So the problem was that the station showed connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting. So I couldn't really establish a communication line here with the vehicle for whatever reason. And I read in the manual that you have to press this calibration button here, which then calibrates the control pilot wire from the charging station to the vehicle. And you may remember having seen this when we had the station open and had a look inside to all the components. There was one single white cable going through the outlet of the charging station as well. And this is the CP, the control pilot wire. So when the vehicle is fully charged, for example, it signals this to the charging station through this wire. Yeah, I clicked on the calibration button here and the vehicle started charging after 2 seconds. Funny that, huh? And here as well, the Victron charging stations shows up in Home Assistant, but not automatically as the Tesla wall connector, but you have to reload, recalibrate, reconfigure the Victron integration in Home Assistant, and then the EV charger shows up with a lot of entities. But here as well, there are no settings you can change. This is a read only. You can only read the data, but you cannot change the charging current, for example. Nothing like this. But at least it shows up and you can make use of all the data. Okay, my friends, I think that's it for today. I'm commissioning these 2 electric vehicle charging stations, the Tesla wall connector and the Victron EV charging station. So quite a bit of a different experience, right? The Tesla wall connector is very straightforward in its settings. In fact, there's not much to set up with the Tesla system because all the settings, all the features are already integrated in the app in the vehicle. So there's no need to have a scheduler or anything else integrated in the charging station itself. Quite the opposite with the Victron EV charging station. Lots of settings, lots of configuration necessary to make this work. Now you have to download the firmware manually. You have to calibrate the control pilot. Don't forget it. And of course setting up the LEDs on this white ring on the outside of the box. Yeah, they're very important, right? You get a very comprehensive tool to manage charging of your electric vehicle. You can not only set the speed on the charging station directly, you can also schedule different charging times with different charging speeds. The station obviously integrates into the whole Victron ecosystem. You can control the charging speed via the web interface, via the Victron Connect app, and also via the Victron VRM. So that is pretty handy. It's a bit of a shame it doesn't broadcast the state of charge of the vehicle through this control pilot cable. I would really like to have this number in Home Assistant as well, so we can see how far the car is actually charged. Yeah, but as you can see, all the features and control mechanisms are here in the software integrated, while with the Tesla it is already in the car and in the app. So obviously if you have a Tesla vehicle and want the charging stations, you go with the Tesla charging station as well, because it seamlessly integrates into your ecosystem. If you have anything else, the Victron charging stations may be the right one for you, because you can change the charging speed. In a lot of electric vehicles you can't set this. It just takes whatever the station or the EVSE is supplying. Both systems are integrating into Home Assistant, which is great. So you can add all this data into your dashboards or do your own automations with them. Alright guys, I would say give me a couple of weeks or months even with these 2 stations here to become familiarized with the features and bugs. And I'm sure there will be more videos coming about these 2 stations, especially when there's new firmware coming out with new features. Oh, very quick update here. Very easy. Just one number. Well, it was last night when I made the other video and changed the number, so it is now the next day. Well, only 60 people have subscribed since last night, so welcome to all these 60 new subscribers. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your amazing support. Look at this, we are almost 100,000 subscribers, crazy. Thanks to all your support. Thanks to everyone who is supporting the channel financially here. Thanks for all your hundreds of nice comments under the videos, for sharing and liking. As you know, this all makes these videos possible here. But everyone who is donating to the channel here, buying me a beer, is a bit more beautiful than everyone else. Of course they are, right? Guys, and until the next video, you stay charged, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. See you then, bye bye. I linked this all down below, the charging station and the and where to get the firmware from, and as always, all the links are down below. Don't send me any emails.